again. We'll talk about that later podcast. I know it's a little late. I apologize. But we are back again. I said I'm gonna keep it consistent. You see my boy Tux right there. Yeah, we back again for another week. Yo, shout out to everybody that listened last week. Shout out to everybody that hit me up, let me know they enjoyed it, the things they like. I really appreciate that, and you'll keep that up. This week I'm trying to do the video. My cameras are kind of shot, so I'm recording with my phone, but hopefully we'll be able to upload to YouTube again. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody. Of course, you know how I'm doing. I'm doing well. This week I didn't do a lot of yoga, but I did meditate every day. With my current job, I was opening this week, so I had to get up super early. I'm not really that much of a morning person. But yeah, I did my yoga today. I did it yesterday. I'm gonna continue doing it throughout the week. And I'm gonna continue my meditation every day, be at peace. But yeah, it just feels good just to keep this going, The people that do listen to it, I fuck with y'all. Thank y'all. And continue to support. I appreciate y'all. If anybody's new, thank you. Check it out. Always feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you like. You know what I'm saying? Even let me know what you don't like. If you think of some things I can do to improve, just let me know. But we gonna keep it consistent and keep it going. If anybody follow me, last week I had the kids, and my daughter, a couple of weeks before, she came into her womanhood, and I felt like I fucked it up. I definitely didn't handle it the best. I was kind of panicking, and I didn't necessarily handle it, how I would have liked to handle it. And I think in that situation initially, I kind of made her feel embarrassed, which wasn't my goal at all. I was trying to communicate with her and let her know, this is something not to be embarrassed about. And this is something that happens amongst women. She's growing into a womanhood, and I'm just telling her hey, all women deal with this, and it happens every month. And she was like, it happens every month? Am I gonna die? She just had all these random ass questions, and I didn't necessarily know how to deal with that, or to how to really answer that for her, with her being a young child. You know what I'm saying? But this weekend, I had talked to my therapist, and I was telling her I felt so defeated, after that, because this my baby girl, and I dealt with this before with Jamila. You know what I'm saying? I thought I'd be more prepared dealing with Destiny. Of course, she's only 9 years old, so I thought I would have had some, extra time to, to deal with that or to get prepared. But it happened when it happened, and so she was like, yo, you should do something else. You should, make it up. Make it a big deal. You know what I'm saying? And explain to her, that this is a part of, womanhood, and also that it's nothing to be embarrassed about, and do it as a celebration. And I thought that idea was dope. So last weekend I went out, bought Destiny gifts, bought her some flowers, bought her some roses, bought her a card, bought her different gifts and different things. We went to the mall, and we all had on matching outfits. You know what I'm saying? We went to the mall. We blew a bag. that's to say the least. But we did it in the name of my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And we did it, to celebrate Destiny, in her journey. And and just to show her, that we celebrate her, that we love her, that we care about her. Initially when it happened, Daddy might not have handled it the best, but I am a work in progress, and I try to do the best that I can, and everything I'm not gonna handle right. But with that being said, what I'm saying, I am an evolving person, so if I don't handle it right the first time, what I'm saying, thank God I get another time, to make it right. So I just posted a little clip on Instagram and Facebook just to, share everybody what we was doing. So I bought up balloons and different things. I had the boys present it and everything, and they were really dope about it. And I could tell that she really appreciated that. Like the look on her face, the smile, the hug, like everything was just like so amazing. Then we went out for dinner that night and we just had a good time. We talked. I let the boys know, Destiny in the bathroom, she got her side of, the cabinet that's down there. This is Destiny's side. Y'all don't touch nothing that's over there. That's hers, as far as her going into her womanhood, everything that she need is down there. You know what I'm saying? So, I had that conversation with the boys. They seem to understand. And, it really just made me feel, great. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, like I said in the last episode, one of the things that I've been doing is just every morning I wake up, I just go over the things that I'm thankful for. So, and I'm grateful for it. So, man, I was just grateful for the fact I was able to, do for my kids. You feel me? Like, we went, like I was able to buy my daughter those gifts and, make her feel appreciated. I was able to take the boys out so they wasn't, they didn't feel left out, so everybody got matching outfits. So we all, black jeans. We had a denim a denim shirt, t-shirts. Everybody got new kicks, new Air Force Ones. Like it was super dope. And we went out to dinner and we went and got some pizza. And it was just a good vibe, and it was just good to just talk with my kids, see where their head was at, see where everybody was at. Like even though we was out there celebrating Destiny, I got a chance to, touch base with everybody, and just feel the vibes, offer, any advice that I have with any current situations that they have and what they dealing with. Like I told y'all, DJ been kind of, acting out in school and different things like that, and that's been kind of, the main thing that's been weighing on my heart, because, I talk to DJ a lot. I try to spend a lot of more time with him and more conversations. And, we'll have these talks in the morning, and then the next thing I know, a few hours later, I'm getting a call from the school like, oh, DJ doing this, DJ doing that, all this extra shit. So, I understand with the school. The school, they have so many students in one classroom, you know what I'm saying? So if one person is like messing up or distracted from the class, that's damn near 30 people that they distracting for that they have to take time off for and all this extra. So I get it, you know what I'm saying? But on the same end, I'm just like, it doesn't have to be that way, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I talked about in the last episode, like, I'm getting my son permanently and, have him here with me, and we gonna figure those things out, and different things. But last weekend, like it was stressful. Don't get me confused. It was definitely stressful when we went shopping. It was stressful. I do the Get Fresh Saturdays. You know what I'm saying? When I had kids, we go get our hair cut. That's when we got our nails done. And then we went shopping. We had a good time. We was able to watch some movies. I was able to hear about the music and the TikToks that they into. So it was definitely, a great time. And I'm really grateful for that. And that was part of the conversation I was having the week before, when I was just like, we need a place for black fathers, to come and share information, because I don't feel like we share information enough. You know what I'm saying? Like I was talking to one of my cousins, about the whole situation with Destiny and then what's going on with DJ, and like just kids being kids doing stupid shit. And we was able to laugh, and at first I was kind of like on edge about everything. But after the conversation with my cousin, shout out to Cordero Olos, I was able to feel a lot better, because he he dealing with certain things with his kids, and and this how he handling it, and I'm telling him and I'm sharing information about how I'm handling it. And I think just with black men in general, we don't share a lot of information. You know what I'm saying? And it's important for us to share information, whether it's relationship, but especially, with our kids, you know what I'm saying? because we all kind of dealing with the same thing. We all may be dealing with it in a different faction, but we all dealing with the same thing. And for us to be able to just share that information, get those laughs off, just be like, yo, nigga, my son did the most stupidest shit the other week, or just have that information and have that shit flowing, I feel is really important. And I was glad I was able to, have that conversation with my cousin and get to know, like, yo, I ain't the only one that's dealing with this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the only black father that's dealing with this, and I'm pretty sure, it's moms out there and everybody that's dealing with certain situations with their kids, you know what I'm saying? And it's important for us to have those spaces to where we can, share information, or even just, just say what's going on and just be like, yo, I'm frustrated. I don't know how to deal with this, or whatever that it is, but just be able to speak freely as parents, of black boys and young women, you know what I'm saying? And I was grateful for that. And I want to open up my platform to have more of that. Like, I was trying to have different people on, and different people weren't ready or they didn't want to do it, and that's okay. But what I ultimately want to do is just create a safe space, for parents, preferably black parents, and of course I got white friends, Asian friends, a lot of different parents, different situations. But I want this to be dedicated mainly to parenting and, parenting black kids, and I'm going to, have some people on, that are black parents and that can share information, or, we can get a laugh out of some shit, or just have real conversations about, raising these kids. It's real. And, last weekend when I was at the mall, I ran into one of my old classmates, and he a great father too, and that might be somebody that I may have on a podcast as well, just sharing his experience and different stories, or just different information, just to help somebody else. Like, if you a new father or a new mother, like, this could be a place you can go to, understand that you're not alone. Like, it's a lot of shit going out in the world, and we was kids at one point, but now we parents, and we trying to figure out this shit in this new age, and it's not a lot of information out there when people just talking about being a parent just freely, So I will hope, I'm gonna extend the invitation, if that person does want to come on and just talk and just kick it up, and just the different parents I know as well. Like, of course, I want to have my cousins on, and I feel like that we in a place where we can try to figure that out. Like, even if they're not here, I've been trying to figure out like different edits and different things where I can, like, if a person here on the computer or they here on the phone, and I can, like, edit that into the podcast. That's something that I definitely want to do as well. So you can be on the lookout for that. But yeah, we do need spaces for especially black parents to come and talk, and just be real. It don't always have to be the super serious, but just, be honest, give advice or get advice, you know what I'm saying, for different things that we've been dealing with, a lot of us first time, like, being a full-time father, maybe it's your first time, being a full-time mother, but just sharing that information and getting that information out. So yeah, this platform for sure, of course we gonna talk our shit, but we also gonna have some real conversations that can help people, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get on here a lot, talk about my mental health, I talk about therapy, I talk about yoga, talk about meditation, and I'm gonna continue to that. I'm gonna continue to talk about those things like that and never stop. But we also can have, lighthearted conversations, hilarious conversations, and I think that's something that, my cousins can bring to the podcast as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, we're gonna keep this going, and we're gonna, keep it consistent, and I appreciate everybody that's been tuning in. Let's see what we want to talk about first. The Oscars. Like many of us, I was not watching the Oscars. Not that I was boycotting, but I just never really gave a fuck about the Oscars at all, But I did catch the clips. Like, I caught it on Instagram. Like, I guess like not too long after it happened, they were showing a clip of Will Smith going up and he slapped Chris Rock, for making a joke about, Jada, his wife. I felt the joke. I personally didn't know much about G.I. Jane. I heard it before, but I never really seen a picture or anything. But even with that being said, I didn't think that joke was that disrespectful. Um, and then like from the clips you can see Will Smith initially he was laughing about it. He thought it was funny. But then you seen his wife, she had laughed a little bit, then her face turned upside down. And then I guess that's when Will Smith kind of went off. And he walked up on the stage and you could hear Chris, like as soon as he got up, Chris was like, oh crap. And he got up there and he slapped this man in front of everybody. And I couldn't believe it. Like I was like, yo, it gotta be fake. Like it gotta be something that they already had in the tuck, that they had planned out, because I couldn't believe that Will Smith would get up there and do that. And even though Will Smith, we all know him from being a great actor, being a great man, a father, all of those things, but at the same time, he human. Do I believe that Chris Rock deserved that? No. If he really went in, cause he could have said a lot of shit about Jada. We all know all the rumors and situationships and all this other stuff that he could have really made a spectacle of. And that might have had triggered Will. But I didn't think him telling a G.I. Jane joke was, inheriting him being slapped on national TV. And then also, I empathize with Will because I haven't read his book and people been telling me to read it, but I was watching, the documentary when he was making a book. It wasn't really a documentary, but he was documenting the process on YouTube when he was making a book. And, he talked about, when he was a kid and his mother was getting beat on by his father. And, he felt like a coward because he couldn't do anything. He didn't feel that he could do anything because he was just a small child. And his mother was, getting beat up by his father. And, and also with everything that's been going on with all the jokes that people been saying when he was on the Red Table Talk, and then the whole August Alsina situation and all of that, there is a tipping point, and most of us, we don't handle that tipping point correctly. But it's the difference when you are in the limelight, you know what I'm saying? And you have a meltdown like that. I believe that was a meltdown. And, he reacted erratically, and I don't think that Chris deserved that at all. But also, I do empathize with Will being a human being, you know what I'm saying? And with him maybe that just was his tipping point, and he just had enough at that point. And any little thing that anybody would have said about his wife or about him, you know what I'm saying, he probably just would have snapped off. And that's a part of being a human. You know what I'm saying? We don't always handle every situation correctly. Will Smith was this cookie, clean dude. He was the box office person, and he was this very positive and emotional dude. But yeah, they had those memes. It's yo, check on your strong friend. Because even with myself, I get on here and I talk about being positive and different things, but I don't always handle situations correctly. I try to. That's my aim. And if I fuck up, I fuck up. And if I need to apologize, I apologize. But I'm not perfect, and neither is him. And I also had to empathize with him on that. Yo, he's not a perfect human being, even though he presented himself that way for years. We never knew much about Will Smith until he started getting into the content game and started being on YouTube every day and uploading videos. And we gotta look into the backdrop of his life, not only just what we seen on screen or what we heard of, is rumors and different things like that. And I do plan to read his book, but I really don't have a definitive point on either. I understand either. Chris Rock did not deserve that, and these interviews and different things came out he had the opportunity to lock him up or get him, put out the Oscars and different things like that, and he chose not to. And I respect that. He handled that like a true gentleman. I don't know if I got slapped on stage or just slapped in person, if I would handle it that same way, but I respect it. You know, and then when I started hearing these things about him, you know, not deciding to press charges or not having escorted out, I started to think about, you know, the different ways that shit could have just went terribly wrong. You know, let's say, you know, at that point we see Will Smith is in his feelings, and you know he dealing with whatever that he dealing with. He may be intoxicated, maybe not. I don't know, but you know, let's say he started to be aggressive with the police. You know what I'm saying? And he get tased, or you know, he gets shot. You know, and something like that's something that us black people have to think about. You know, because of just history with us, our relationship in the police. And that's not to say, you know, all police are bad, but we have to take those things into consideration. You know, just based off everything that we've been seeing, everything that we've been experiencing, and all these different things just with the police. What if he got aggressive and was like, no, fuck them, and they shot Will Smith, or they tased him with like some goofy shit? Like, I can understand Chris not wanting to still have empathy for Will Smith and still not want, you know, that situation to happen like that. So for him deciding to not press charges and like to still carry on with the show, I commend that brother for that. You know what I'm saying? Me dealing with that, I don't know how I would, but the way that it played out for him, he handled that like a real class act. He handled that like a real professional. You know what I'm saying? And you know, definitely, you know, shout out to him. You know, I hope that he's healing. I know that he dealt with a lot of different things. He came out of, you know, in interviews years ago where he was talking about, you know, he don't really understand nonverbal, you know, I guess actions or whatever. Like he only understand words. So I can kind of see that, like when Will Smith came up on the stage, you know, I guess he was thinking like he was going to say something to him, but he wasn't able to feel the energy or read the room. You know, when Will Smith came up on that stage to be like, yo, it's danger, like something is happening. You know, so I definitely feel for that brother. You know, I wish him much success, you know, that he already have. And, you know, I commend him for being a true act, a true gentleman, you know, and still not wanting to escalate it. You know what I'm saying? And with Will Smith, you know, we think of people with money as like these high profile people, but we tend to forget that these are just people at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? These are just regular human beings that just got money, you know, at the end of the day. So, you know, I'm sending him healing energy. You know, I hope whatever that he's dealing with or whatever pent up frustration that he's got, that he's able to find a more positive way to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So that a situation like that doesn't happen again. You know, and just for their family in general, like I just hope that they're able to heal and just, you know, figure out a positive way, you know what I'm saying, to just deal with things. You know, so definitely shout out to both of them, but more so shout out to Chris Rock for just being, you know, a stand-up dude, and, you know, and not taking the bait to just, you know, go out and just crash out, you know what I'm saying? So that's my take on that. Like, I'm sending healing energy to both of those men. What else? There ain't much else that I got. Like, it's not a long podcast, but also, you know, I just wanted to say, like, I've been hearing and seeing different things about, you know, different things that I post on my Instagram. Like with me, I don't really post negative shit. Like, you will see my dog, and you'll see, you know, me meditating. You'll see me doing yoga, or like a funny meme, or me with my kids. You know what I'm saying? And I post what I think is cool. So if you don't think the shit I post is cool, then unfollow me. Like that's that. Like, you want to see some ratchet shit or whatever, then yo, unfollow me ASAP. You know what I'm saying? But I post the shit that I think is cool, and I also post shit that I think can help people like me. You know, I never in 1,000 years that I ever think, you know what I'm saying, I'll be doing yoga every day, I'll be meditating. But those are things that help me. You know what I'm saying? And I want people to understand, like, yo, this shit is cool. You know what I'm saying? If this what you into, if you trying to, you know, get on your spiritual journey or just finding yourself, like, yo, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? And I want to show you, like, you don't have to be embarrassed about that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I I heard, different things like, oh, Devin, he be posting yoga, like, the fuck, like, all this extra shit. Like, my nigga, if you don't like it, nigga, you don't have to watch my page at all. Like, I'm gonna keep posting what I think is fly. I think doing yoga is fly. I think meditating is fly. I think going to therapy is fly. I think getting healing, working on yourself every day is fly. So if you're not a person that's with that, I promise you I won't miss you. Seriously, I promise you I won't miss you as a follow. You probably already don't like shit that I post, so just do yourself a favor and unfollow me. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. But I'm gonna continue doing what I do. I'm gonna continue posting me and my kids, the flash shit that I think is flat that we do. I'm gonna post that shit. Me doing yoga, I'm gonna post that shit. Me going to therapy, I'm gonna post that shit. It ain't to brag. It's just to show like, yo, we not monolithic people as a black people. Some of us is different. Some of us like different things.